Hey neighbor, it's Marc Sapp with the Marc Sapp Group at Keller Williams Northeast Realty. Today I'm going to be giving you a behind-the-scenes look at what we went through when our last tenant moved out of our rental home over in Dynamite Mountain Ranch in North Phoenix. Now I want to make this clear that this was not a nightmare tenant scenario, not the one I talked about earlier. These folks were in our house for about 3 to 4 years. There was some damage, but nothing I would consider extreme. So let's take a look. First of all, you are going to run into things that make you go, In this example, there was a satellite dish that was installed poorly, in my opinion. Lines are running all over the exterior of the home. They are both unsightly and provide an entrance point for insects, scorpions, and pests. We chose to remove the equipment and reseal the holes. You will also find junk that was neglected to dispose of. Apparently there was a dog that hated sprinkler and irrigation lines. These needed to be reburied and repaired. Also, the landscaping needed a thorough trimming, and there was, in my estimations, 40 pounds of dog crap in the yard. That is interesting. We did find the cover and had to reinstall. This is the garage. Very frustrating. I can understand a few oil stains, but this is egregious. There were 6 or 7 big areas, and it looks like the mission was to stain as much of the garage as possible. We were able to clean this up somewhat, but it will never be the same. The dishwasher was disgusting. There were miscellaneous items left in the bottom, a gray sludge-like substance. It sounded like a 747 was taking off, and it stunk to high heaven. It took several dishwasher cleaning products to get this serviceable, and I am sure this will be a replacement issue down the road. There were many items left behind, and all the appliances were pretty gross. The fridge was not bad. The stove and microwave were disgusting, but they cleaned up. What the heck is that in the pantry? Was someone murdered in here? Whatever it was, didn't come clean. We had to paint the ceiling. Plan on replacing the vertical blinds. There were several gone or in disrepair. Apparently, the blind graveyard is under the stairs. Your house will be all kinds of dirty. Some items you will not have an explanation for. You will wonder if the tenant ever cleaned. There will be stains and spots all over the house. You will try to talk yourself into that. This is not a repaint. We can touch it up. You can't. It is time. Here it looks like a dog enjoyed chewing on the blinds or just went nuts when someone walked by or came to the door. Gonna have to replace it. This is hard to see, but it looks like a basketball was repeatedly thrown against the ceiling. A dirty basketball. Touch-up paint is looking less and less like a possibility. Every place a door touched a wall has a hole. Invest in circular door stoppers. They are cheap. More examples of damage. These things are cheap, but they add up quickly and take a big chunk out of the deposit. Good thing you have that, right? Unauthorized improvements will be plentiful. The next guy may not want the TV there. Need to patch and paint. This is where it appears the family dog liked to sleep. It is official. There will be no touching up this time. The whole house needs painting. Yay, artwork on the doors. More painting. While you're at it, get rid of the blue wall. It is time. More stuff that needs to be tossed out. The master bedroom. Here you will see where all the outside cabling went. That needs to be removed, patched, and painted. The carpet is rough in here. We were able to get away with a few patches and a cleaning. It will need to be replaced next tenant, more than likely. Budget for it. Just more examples as to why you need a non-refundable cleaning deposit. Well, we had a big job ahead of us, but we were highly motivated to get the home repaired, cleaned up, and rented as soon as possible because when you are a landlord, time is money, and a vacant home is your enemy. The before video was shot on April 28th, and this video was recorded on May 4th. That is only 7 days. At the time, I did not think we would get the home ready for a tenant that quick. I leveraged my relationships with my preferred contractors, and we spent a few evenings and a Saturday afternoon at the home and got the job done. We decided to have the home active and available to prospective tenants while we were doing the work. We set clear expectations, what work we were going to do and not do to make sure the tenant knew what they were going to get. We priced the home at the high end of recent comps initially with the plan to reduce the rent asking price as soon as the repairs were completed if we did not find a suitable tenant. We had numerous showings and several interested parties. Some wanted rent concessions, another wanted a new carpet. We did not agree. We found a tenant willing to pay the rent and checked out background-wise. They moved in on May 7th, and as expected, there were some issues that came up upon move-in, which we addressed quickly. There were also items that came up that we did not agree to, and we never planned to address, and never set expectations that we would. It did cost us. We spent about $2,000 on interior paint. We had about $1,000 in miscellaneous repairs and cleaning. I still have not penciled it out, but it was more than we planned, and the security deposit we had helped, but didn't cover half of what it took to get the house back to a presentable state. So you want to be a landlord? Hopefully this video gave you an idea what you will have to deal with when the tenant moves out. If you are considering turning your current home into an investment home, you have to remove the emotion. You probably love your home. Your tenant views your home as just a place they live. They're not going to care for it like you do. Even with a great tenant, you are probably going to be disappointed when your first tenant moves out when you see the condition. If the home is destroyed, you will be crushed. My wife was in tears after our first tenant moved out. It is still tough for her. I just get angry and move on. If you have an emotional attachment to your home and still want to be a landlord, the best option is probably buying a home that you have never lived in and have no emotional attachment to. I hope this video has helped to show you what you can expect when you have tenant turnover. So you want to be a landlord? Call us. We'll be happy to walk you through the process.